There he goes. Cat's here to start the video. Hi, kitty. No, be nice. Come on. Come on. There you go. There he goes. Okay. There we go. Nice person to start the video. Okay. Good evening and welcome. Tonight I'm going to be teaching you the Korean alphabet. I didn't plan to start the intro with the cat crawling into my lap, so anyway, I'm excited for this because the Korean alphabet, Hangul, is really, really interesting. It was invented by, squeaky board. It was invented by King Sejong in 1446. At that time, not a lot of people could read or write. Only really like the very rich, noble upper class could read or write. And they didn't have their own alphabet. So they were using Chinese characters, which didn't really work for the Korean language. So King Sejong himself created the Hangul, well, now it's known as Hangul, but he created the Korean alphabet so that it could match up with the Korean language, and so that specifically it would be easy to learn, so that people could learn it quickly and write it easily, so that everyone in Korea could be literate. So it's a really unique language in that it's super easy to learn. Like, it's literally invented to be easy to learn. There was one year, I want to say it was 2018, where I made a New Year's resolution to learn how to read and write Korean, and I was done by January 14th. Got it done. So it's really, really interesting. And if you haven't subscribed to Latte ASMR, one of the geniuses of ASMR, I found her channel because I had learned Hangul, but I had a hard time memorizing the characters. So I just googled Korean language ASMR, and her channel popped up. And it was I think it was one of her newest videos at the time. And I was of course mesmerized because it's Latte. She's amazing. And I've been hooked ever since. It's been fun watching her channel grow since then. And she's incredible. Oh my gosh. I mean, it's Latte. But anyway, Hangul. So, just to get the ball rolling, we're going to start off with the consonants. Let me go over here. Start off with the single consonants. So, start off with our kanadas. So, first letter is this. So this is a G sound. G. So typically it's like a G/K sound. So it's in the back of your throat, a G, G. So it's not a G, G, G. Like if you say G, like gorilla, like try it. Notice that you're using the front of your mouth, or even if you're making a K, K sound, you're using the front of your mouth. You need to use the back of your mouth, the back of your throat. G, G sound. G, G. That's the sound. G, G. And I did do a lot of little tricks to memorize what each one meant. So for this one, I imagined pushing out the garbage. G, 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 garbage. Next one is this. This is a N sound. N. Just like the letter N. 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 And I imagine myself kneeling, like you're kneeling down to pray, even though it starts with a K, like a silent K. N. N. And next is this shape, which is a D sound. D. 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 And I imagine a duck bill. D. D. G. N. D. It's really this simple. It's all just little squares, honestly. It's so easy. moving on to, if you're familiar with my language series, the crazy letter R. Looks like that. R. So excuse me, in Korean, you've kind of heard, if you've seen my other Korean videos, you've heard me saying like sar or sira, because they don't have the letter L. So this is also, used for L in like words where you would use the letter L in like English words. So this is ra, 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 ra. And to help me remember, I always pictured going down the road. Ra, ra, or the river. Something like that. Ra. Moving on. It's literally that simple. The cat's getting up. Hold on. There he goes. Okay, there we go. Moving on to the shape, which is an M. M. And to remember this, this is embarrassing. You know those YouTube videos of the cat that likes to jump in the box? His name's Maru. So Ma likes to jump in the box. Maru likes to jump in the box. So the box shape is an M for Maru. Moving on to the shape. Probably should have written a little bigger, so there's not a lot. Anyway, this is a typically it's a B mixed with like a P sound, so it's ba 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 ba. So barely put your lips together. Ba ba ba. So not a hard ba, not a hard pa. We'll get to that in a minute. Halfway through. So ba ba ba. Barely put your lips together when you're saying it. Ba ba ba. It looks like a basket. So ba ba ba. Next is this one, which is an S sound. Sa, sa. I don't remember what I used to remember this. I think I just remembered it. I think I remembered something with camping because it looks like a tent, but I don't remember. Oh, it's even more embarrassing. I'm not going to get into it. There's a certain K-pop person who I find beautiful that has this character in their first name, not their stage name, but their real name. That's how I remember that. We won't get into it. Let's get into the next character though, because this one has some exceptions. Actually, this one has some exceptions too. Just in that if it's put at the end of a syllable, it makes a T sound. Ta-da. That's its exception. This one's a little more interesting. So it's a circle. And if it's put in the front or in middle of a consonant, it makes an ing sound. Ing, ing, ing. So like the word sing, bring, ka-ching, ing sound. Ing. But the rule is that every syllable, if I've been saying consonant, I mean syllable. Every syllable has to start with a consonant. That's why I always say that. So some syllables, start with vowels just naturally. So you put this in front and it becomes a silent letter. So if the syllable is like let's say anyong, right? Which is the word for hello. We'll get to that in a minute. You would need to put this in front of the ah sound because you have to have a consonant in front. So this becomes silent. So you can have your ah sound. We'll get to the vowels after this to learn the ah sound. So typically it's an ing sound, but it's also used as a silent letter. And if you think, oh boy, that's confusing, there are like a million silent letters in English, and there's one in Korean, so calm down. Moving on to the ones that always throw me off, because this one is it's like a ch sound. So it can be either like a ch sound or a j sound. J, j, j. So not a hard ch, because we're going to get to that in a minute. It's mostly just used for j sounds. But it's not a j, right? It's not j. It's j, ch, ch. So don't make a full j sound. Like you barely make a ch, ch. There isn't really an example of that in English, is there? Ch, ch. There really isn't. It's really hard to describe because then we have this one. And this is the hard ch sound. Ch, ch, ch. So this is ch, this is ch. And I always get them mixed up all the time, and it's so annoying. But yeah, this is the hard ch, this is ch. And they look similar for a reason, because they sound the same. You'll notice that coming up, actually coming up next, if we're going to get a series of letters that look similar to some of these. But yeah, I get these mixed up all the time. It's so annoying. I haven't thought of any little tricks to help me remember which one is which. I probably should. But moving on to this one, which is a hard k, k, k sound. K. So like kite, karate, words that start with K. So you notice that this looks like this, except it has a little line there, right? So it's not g, g, it's k, k. Hear how they sound so similar. G, k, g, k. Subtle difference there, but it's an important one. You'll see this one a lot because in Korean, instead of saying LOL, you type out this because you're going as you're laughing. So this is like what you would use to say LOL. Moving on to this letter. This is ta, ta, ta. It's not quite the English T, it's close. It's ta, ta, ta. It's not a hard ta. It's like almost a hard ta, 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 ta. And it sounds a lot like this one. And notice it looks just like this, except it has an extra line. Just like this one, doesn't it? So, ta, 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 ta. They sound similar, but they're not, right? Very, very interesting. Moving on to, I always say this, I hope it makes sense. I hope you're all getting it. Moving on to this one. I had a trick to remember that one, but I don't remember it anymore. I just got it, but I do remember the trick I learned for this one. So this is pa, pa, pa. This is a hard P sound, pa, pa, as opposed to this one, which is pa, pa, pa. This is pa, pa, pa. Hear the difference? Pa, 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 pa. They kind of look the same, but not quite. Not really at all. I always think like this could be a little piggy sound. Little P for pig. Like if you did little eyes and little piggy ears. It could be a pig sound. It could be a pig sound. Use your imagination. So this is a hard P sound. Pa, 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 pa. This is a pa, 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 pa. Pa, pa, pa. And one last letter, which you're supposed to write it like this, but you see it written a lot like this or like this. Just, you know, how people use their handwriting. I usually write it like this. But this is an H sound. And it's ha, 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 just like in English. Ha, ha, an H sound. So these are the basic consonants of Korean. So again, we have ka, na, da, ra, ma, ba, there is a second form of consonants called double consonants. And don't worry, it's super easy. Watch this. And it's kind of a pronunciation thing. It's mostly just a spelling thing. So they look like this. Here's the first one. This is a hard K sound. K, k, k. They're all hard sounds. This comes out to like usually when it's spelled, it's like this. This comes out to a hard T sound, so it's not that d, d. It's t, 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 t. And this one, I mean, it's supposed to be like this, but typically when people write it, it looks like this. But this is a hard p, p sound. Then there's this, which is a s, s. And a hard ch, ch. So again, it's mostly for spelling reasons, and you do pronounce it a little rougher, harder, more aggressive than these. But it's mostly for spelling reasons. Mostly for, yeah, just for spelling. So these are the double consonants. And those are the consonants of Korean. It's literally that simple. So it's really just, getting your pronunciation down and then just memorizing the symbols. And that's it. So let me erase and we'll go over the vowels. We set this down very carefully. And, yeah, I'm trying this out. So, if you've seen my more recent language videos, this board is kind of a pain. So, I'm trying different ways of erasing. So, tonight's method is an eraser. It's an old eraser, as you can tell. I think I did the Bosnian video with this one. Yeah, I did because it's all blue for Bosnia-Herzegovina. I'm trying a slightly damp eraser and then paper towels, hoping that it will absorb the water better than a rack or a washcloth. Maybe make it cleaner, I don't know. Let's find out. Let's see. I made a few of them just in case. No, it's still pretty wet. And again, if you're not a fan of me wiping down the board, if you just want to get to the lesson, do let me know, because I find it relaxing. But if you don't find it relaxing, I'll edit this part out. Whatever you find relaxing, because remember, the point of my channel is to relax you and educate you. I want to relax you first, and if you learn something, that's great. But this is a relaxation channel. Nice and dry. Alright, vowels. The vowels are so easy. It's just the sounds, because most of the sounds we don't have in English. That's really the only hard part about the vowels, but writing them is so easy. Here's the first one. This is ah. Ah as in awesome. Ah as in father. Ah, a soft A. Ah. And watch this. This is like the coolest thing. If you add one more line, it becomes ya. Ya. So we have ah and ya. Ah, ya. Ah, add another line, it becomes ya. Remember that. Because watch this. Here's the first sound we don't have in English. This sound. This is aw. Aw. And I've been trying to think of like a word in English where we use this. And like, we honestly don't. Aw. Aw. It almost reminds me of like British English. It makes me think of like Hermione going like, it's Leviosa, not Leviosa. Like how she goes, Leviosa. Ah, ah. But it's not quite that sound either. I'm writing really small again, but it's okay. I can fit the extra vowels on there too. Then anyway, ah, ah. So ah, 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 ah. Do you hear the difference? It's an important difference, especially for spelling, pronunciation, what have you. Ah, 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 ah. Learn it now. It'll save you so much time when you're learning Korean if you master these two sounds now. Learn the difference. Learn the spelling difference. They're pointing at each other. What was it? There's one learning program that compared them to iPod, iPad to help you learn. So like iPod, but then it doesn't really work because that's not an A as an iPad, but I thought that was neat. Like iPod. Like that's pretty close. It's still not quite it, but close enough, you know. And then, watch this. If we add 2 lines, it becomes ya, ya. So, ya, ya. Writing really small, but that's okay. Ya, ya. Moving on to a little easier sound, we have O. Looks like the H. O. And if we add another line, it becomes yo. Convenient, right? And if we do this way, we have oo, so it is a U, but don't pronounce it U, pronounce it oo, like flute. Is it raining? Let me hear. Oh, it's totally raining outside. Oh, cool. I didn't know it was going to rain tonight. Anyway, that's cool. That's natted. Okay. Ooh, as in flute. If you guys don't know, I live in a part of California where it like never rains, so that's exciting. Ooh, ooh, not you, ooh. And then if we add another line to it, guess what it becomes? You. So we have ya, ya, o, yo, oo, you. Very basic vowels. There's 2 more, one of which we don't have in English. It's this one, and we spell it like this. It's don't know how to describe it, but let me show you the last one. It's this, and it's e. So as in ink, right? An I sound as an ink. So again, we have ya, ya, o, yo, oo, you, e. So I always remembered this as like E as in tree and as in brook, like a babbling brook. Brook. Not quite the same sound, but close enough, you know. Sound. Again, we don't have this in English, so it makes it a little difficult to learn if you only know English. So these are the basic vowels. Let's learn some combined vowels. Combined. So first of all, we have this one. Oops, I wrote it wrong. There we go. So this sound, or this shape, is this, which is pronounced A. So it's a hard A, as in ape, as in ace. A. And guess what? If you add another line to it, it's pretty bad. It becomes yay. Yay. See how easy this is? It's so easy. Literally can learn it in like an hour or two. It's so easy. A, yay. This one is eh, eh, eh. And if you add another line, it becomes yeah, yeah. So we have a, yay, eh, yeah. Now we have some interesting combined vowels. I'll show you how they work. I like these. So I'll tell you right now, this sound is wa. So as you can see, this is a combination of O and the soft A. So it's wa, wa. So if you say it really fast together, it becomes wa. So it's a wa. Does that make sense? Isn't that so cool? I like that so much. Like that's one that actually makes sense. Like this one, if you look at it like yo and e, that makes yay. It's like whatever. Like you just have to like accept it and move on. But this one makes total sense. Wa, wa. And so does this one. So this one is O and A from this over here. So it's way, way, way. This one's cool too. So this is O and I, right? We. We. So it's we sound. There's three more. You write it like that. So this is wo, wo, wo. Then we have, so this one is also way, even though it's an woo and the a, way, way, way. And this one is also we, 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 we. So it sounds pretty much just like that. Ooh, ooey, ooey. So our combined vowels are a, yay, eh, ye, wa, we, we, wo, we, we. Like that. I think I missed some was. I think there's more combined vowels than that. I could be wrong, but I think I'm missing some. But whatever. It's from memory. Anyway, so these are the vowels, and that's it. So let me show you how to write in Korean using these letters. Let me erase. Put this down carefully. And let's erase. So we have nya, ya, o, yo, u, and yo, and e, a, yay, ye, wa, we, we, wo, we, we. Look at this mess. Let me get a clean paper towel. I hope that's not too loud. Okay, so somebody flushed a toilet while I was erasing, so you missed out on that this time. Let's do some numbers. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is gonna work out. I need more space. This was bad. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, here's how we write in Korean. So think of each syllable of a word as a block, right? My favorite example, let me write it over here, is the name Mario. We all know Mario. We all love Mario games. So, Mario, 3 syllables. So, 1 block. Out the way, please. 2 block. 3 blocks, right? So we need an M sound. That's a square. An A sound. That's that shape. R sound. So, ma, right? That's 1 syllable. That's a square. R sound. I sound. V. And O is alone, right? So we need the circle and the O. Mario. So if you're writing the name Mario in Korean, it looks like that. Mario. So there are rules on how each symbol is placed in the square, and you just kind of like learn them as you go. So that's how you use Korean symbols. So let's go through the numbers. Very easy. Number 1 is hana. Oh, wait. There are 2 sets of numbers in Korean. I'm teaching you the traditional Korean numbers. There's also numbers based on Chinese numbers, but we're going to do Hangeul Setnet, classic Korean numbers tonight. The Chinese ones are easier, but we're going to learn the Korean numbers tonight. So we have ha, na. So Hana. Hana, right? Hana. 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 That's number 1. Hana. H sound, A sound, N sound, A sound. Hana. Number 2 is dur, which is 1 syllable, so only 1 square. So we have to get the D sound, the U sound, and the R sound into 1 square. So it looks like this. D, U, R. Dur. 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 Hana. Dur. Next is set. Now, remember when I told you that the S letter, this one, when put at the end of a syllable, becomes a T sound. So set is written like this. So this is a T sound. So this is set, just like this. Set. S-E-E sound. T. Set. 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 Set sound. And next, number 4 is net. So just like this. Net. Oops. Net. Net. It's hard to remember the spelling. Net. Alright. Hana, dur, set, net. If you listen to 17, you know that for sure. It gets much harder after this. Not harder, but yeah, it gets harder. So number 5 is dasot. Dasot. So da, right? So you need da, da, and then sot. Da, sot. Da, sot. Da, sot. Da, sot. Da, sot. Da, sot. Hana, dur, set, net. Da, sot. Number 6 is yosot. Yosot. And you hear that it sounds with a Y sound. It starts with a Y sound. So you need to start with this circle. Yosot. Yosot. 여섯, 여섯. Number 7, I love to say. I don't know why. It's 일곱, 일곱. I think it's because it's like 7, 8. I think the remaining are all sounds we don't have in English, so they're fun to say. 일곱, 일곱, 일곱. I wrote this out really well so you can kind of see like the imaginary squares there. 일곱, 일곱. We can break this one down. Silent. Ir, g, o, p. 일곱. Usually when this is placed at the end, it becomes a harder sound. There's a lot of rules and exceptions to Korean language, just like there is for English. It becomes much harder when it's at the end of a syllable. 일곱. So it's 일곱, like that. 일곱. Number 8 is the hardest one to write, so give me a second. It's 여덟, 여덟. Yo, that part's easy. Yo. Remember 2 lines gives it a Y sound, just like this. 여섯, 여덟, 여덟. Yeah. 여덟, 여덟. 여덟, like that. In a perfect little square like that. We're not going to get into the spelling of that one. It's complicated. We're not going to get into grammar. Next one is 아홉. 아홉. So it's kind of hard to write because it's the square gets a little complicated. This one's easy because it's just and then hop, hop, ahop. Just this looks weird altogether. Ahop. Supposed to be ahop. This is just my messy handwriting. Ahop. And then 10 is yar. So it's 1 syllable. It's only 1 square. Yar. Yar. So our numbers are 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉, 열. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉, 열. If you know the Blackpink song, How You Like That, they say 이제 널 하나, 둘, 셋. How you like that? Dum 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 dum. You go like that. Anyway, and if you listen to any songs by 17, their lead singles, they say 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷 all the time, or even backwards, forwards. Anyway, it's like their thing. So these are the basic numbers to 10 in Korean. So to end the video, let's say 안녕. 5 space. Let's erase Mario over here. You get the clue. Let's erase this. And quickly wipe it off. So you can say 안녕. So just like aloha, 안녕 can mean hello and goodbye. The full way of saying it is 안녕하세요. 안녕하세요. That's the formal way. The way you would say it to an elder or your boss or someone like that. But to friends or to young children, you just say 안녕. So we're friends here. So we're going to say 안녕. Oh, that's a bad one. 안녕. So silent, right? Silent. Because it's at the end, so it becomes an NG sound. 안녕. 안녕, 여러분. 안녕. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. I hope this was relaxing and educational. And this is the last video of my South Korea series. I've got a couple videos planned for you in the meantime while I get ready for the next country, which I'm doing lots of research on. It's a really interesting country. We're gonna go to West Africa next, so look forward to that.